So I feel like society paints this picture that women are into guys that are into cars and fantasy football. But where are the guys out there that are into gaming and play D&D and binge watch anime or Star Wars or Lord of the Rings or collect action figures or Funko Pops or build Legos? Where are those guys at? Let me know.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we will see how a girl ends her 6-year relationship and blames the man for what she did. We'll also learn why narcissistic men, or chads, make women give everything to them. We want to invite you to smash that like button. Let's support the movement. Subscribe to the channel. That's the only contribution we ask from you, man. Add your grain of sand to the movement. Share your experience in the comments for any man who needs it. Without further introduction, let's get started.
Get ready with me to break up with my boyfriend of 6 years. He didn't cheat on me or anything. He's just been doing everything wrong. For example, the other day he surprised me with flowers and he doesn't even pay attention to the details like what my favorite color is. He just buys me red roses because that's what he sees on his For You page. Another example, when I get coffee, he always gets me grandes, but I like ventis. One that really gets me is I asked him for a trip to Bora Bora this summer and he bought it to Punta Cana. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, ladies, we can't keep settling for boys who don't actually love us. The issue is he always wants everything to be a surprise so it's more meaningful, but I'm like, dude, cash at me or just ask me to send you links of what I actually want so you don't mess it up. There's like a little more to the story of why I'm breaking up with him, but minor little problem. He caught me hanging out with his best friend, so I'm kind of beating him to breaking up with me by breaking up with him, but he didn't even let me explain my story of why I was with his friend. Just gets upset and runs with it. So what do you expect me to do? I'm out of time, so I'll tell you how he caught us in part 2.
And remember, brothers, if nothing you do for her is received with gratitude, you can be sure she will replace you the moment a better man becomes available, because female hypergamy is unforgiving. These modern women, raised as spoiled girls who believe they deserve everything just for having a pretty face, are the least faithful women. The abundance of options with men offering them everything will never make them loyal to the relationship. The worst part is they are so used to getting their way that they see nothing wrong with their actions. She cheats on you with your best friend, and the man is still to blame. In short, even if she opens her legs to another man, your partner is responsible. This has to be a joke, but let's see the second part.
So here's how my boyfriend caught me hanging out with his best friend, even though I did nothing wrong. I told him I was going to hang out at one of my friend's house, and he tracks me like a loser. Like, I'm sorry, do you not have anything better to do than just look at my location all day? If you're going out of your way to catch me, then of course you're going to get upset, and that's not my fault. I didn't even plan on doing anything other than watching a movie and getting to know his friend better because I know he likes his friend. Don't guys want their girlfriends to like the people they're hanging out with? It's almost sketch that he doesn't want me around his friend. That's boys for you. Now I have to break up with him because he's just going to break up with me if I don't do it, which is so annoying. All I even did at the end of the day was cuddle with his friend who's basically a brother to me, right? Because they're brothers. I'm like starting to get over it. I just wish my boyfriend had a little more compassion for me, considering we've been together almost 7 years. He just keeps saying like, you shouldn't have been at his house anyways, which makes me really sad because I don't want to break up with my boyfriend, but I'm just telling myself that I don't want to settle for a boy that buys me the wrong flowers when he surprises me. At the end of the day, I deserve better than a boy who doesn't trust me. It's just hard when you spend so much time with somebody. Bye.
And here is the modern woman, the one you catch with evidence in hand. Yet she still tries to blame you for her mistake because, of course, you neglected her. That's why we always say instability, anxiety, and uncertainty will always be your best allies. When you are the dependable guy, you are boring. Good men are the most suffering men out there. I've said it many times. This man only tried to please her, but she cares about the little details. How does she handle a disagreement? She goes to another man, thinking that will teach him a lesson, right? Then she wonders why men don't want to deal with modern women today. What this man needs to do is cut her off immediately, apply zero contact, never speak to her again, disappear completely. Leave her with the uncertainty eating at her mind, wondering why he never came back. Because these types of women with inflated egos only care when their pride is hurt. When you leave and don't try to get her back, she will be left thinking that you never loved her, and that's unacceptable to them. Remember, always keep your dignity and leave where you are not valued.
The trauma bond. Oh my gosh, the trauma bond. the trauma bond is like the strongest, most craziest thing that you can't understand. I mean, you can logically wrap your brain around it, but you're like, but wait, why? How am I trapped up in this? Now, everybody has their own definition, explanation. You obviously know the clinical explanation, but think about something. You meet somebody charming, just amazing. You're blown away. This is the person you're going to spend your life with, okay? You guys are both trying, empathetic creature, just amazing. It's going everything that you've ever wanted. And then all of a sudden, they start pulling back. They start pulling back, and you're like, wait a second. Okay, they're human. It's okay. Everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be okay. They pull back even more. What do? You try harder because you want that person that you remember in the beginning, that person that was there, that person that you wanted to build your life with. And then they might throw you a little bone, just like a dog. Here you go. Oh, you did do that. Thank you. You get that surge of pride, that surge of maybe things are going to change. Okay, I'm just going to keep trying harder. See, this is going to work. And you get stuck in this reoccurring cycle over and over. It's like a cat and mouse game, except you're not playing the games and they have all the rules and you're gonna fail no matter what. You're not gonna win. So then you start getting to the point where you know this is toxic. You know that, well, part of you knows that this person is not gonna change, but deep down you still have the hope that maybe, just maybe, they actually might. And you go through the most highest and lowest time periods, but mainly lowest time periods of your life. You don't even recognize yourself anymore. And then you get to the point where you start realizing, I need to get out of this. But then you see little drops of hope. And again, that inner little piece of you is like, oh, maybe, just maybe, I'm so invested. It's been so many years. I don't want to just leave. Your whole existence starts revolving around this person. Therefore, it's like making them happy becomes your full-time job. You lose who you are. You lose everything about you. And this trauma bond is like, it's so thick and it's so hot and it's so hard because you're so stuck in it and you know that it's happening, but you want to believe that it's not happening.
Anxiety, instability, and uncertainty will always be your best allies. This woman just described what it's like to date a Chad, a man who brings absolutely nothing to the table except his seed. This man takes her on an emotional roller coaster. One day, he's the most loving man, treating her like a queen, and on other days, he's the most distant and cold, treating her like she doesn't exist. I know many simps say this is manipulation. Women have been playing with men's minds since day one. Do you think she doesn't know what you like or what annoys you? But she will keep pushing until she sees how far you can bend. Once she has you measured, she will put you on that same emotional roller coaster. That's why you always have to be the first to do it. You go out with her, make an impressive date, and the next day, you don't even text her a hello. You become elusive. Then you come back, meet her again, show her a good time, and keep alternating between sweet and distant. This keeps her hooked because she doesn't know what to expect from you. This keeps her addicted. This is what many married men forget to do. They lose the lifestyle that made them attractive before marriage. After she turns him into a beta provider, she gets bored and leaves him because he provided her with comfort. Comfort is boring for them.
Here's a healing tip if you're suffering from the withdrawals of a trauma bond from a narcissistically abusive relationship. What is a trauma bond? It's a neurological pathway that's been embedded in your brain from a toxic abusive cycle of dopamine, cortisol from the narcissist. And while you were in the relationship, you only had one coping mechanism. Constantly thinking about the narcissist, constantly trying to correct it with the narcissist, constantly trying to make it right with the narcissist, obsessing over the narcissist. The narcissist was the answer to giving you the dopamine to make you feel better. And now the narcissist is gone, and now you have no coping skill. See, our brain does a really good job of making us comfortable while we're in a trauma bond. Hence the cognitive dissonance. Focus on the narcissist. Oh, make it right. I love him. It's just, it'll be better. And know it. That's going to make it go away because you're going to get the dopamine when you focus on the narcissist and make it right with them, ignoring the part of you that knew all along that this was toxic for you. So now you have to build a new neurological pathway, new coping skills. The trauma bond is an easy hiking trail that's clear to see. Your new pathway is a new trail you're building from scratch. The first day you'll need a machete. The second day you'll need to remove some rocks and debris. And the more you walk that pathway, the easier it'll get. And this one will start to grow over. You have to live in the truth over here. You have to have a conversation with yourself, fighting this over this. Oh, maybe they were a good person. No, they weren't a good person. Maybe it was my fault. No, read back at your text messages. You know what you lived. Over and over again until it becomes your truth and your new pathway with your new coping skills. Because if you stay focused on that path, you're going to stay on that path. Stay strong. You got this.
Do you know why women over 30 find it difficult to establish a relationship with a man? It's because many of them come with a lot of baggage left by a Chad. I'm sure you know a sister, cousin, or friend who is always seen going out with the worst kind of man, leaving him and coming back over and over again. You can see that everyone knows he's a loser except her. These men keep them in a constant up and down emotional carousel. This man knows how to give her the best moments to keep her interest alive, then puts her back in instability and absence. I've said it many times. Women don't know how to handle rejection. When they see a man who isn't head over heels in love with them, not chasing after them, they start to become more interested in him every day because this type doesn't live at her beck and call, which makes her chase him. That's why women who go through this need to see a psychologist to fix their minds, because no man who comes afterward can make them feel good. That's why you see good men suffering with such women, who make them pay for everything they went through with the Chad. That's why you see men preferring women with little baggage, because older women come with a damaged mindset.
If you are ever love bombed or ghosted or slightly gaslit by a man, keep watching. A couple months ago, I was on a beach in St. Pete and a guy asked for my number. I wasn't really, ready to open my heart up again after a breakup. And so I was like, sure, give him my number, but didn't really have any expectations. Very long story short, I went out on a date with him. It ended up going really well. We hung out for a month where I would go to his place. I'd hang out with his friends. It was really fun, whatever. I have this bucket list that I've created and I shared it with him. He told me that he would have every single thing knocked off that list in 2 years and that he promised and that he's never broken a promise, yada, yada, yada. All of a sudden, he drops off the map. Out of nowhere. Nothing happened. He's just not available. I would ask to hang out, and finally he said that I was rushing things. So naturally, I went on Amazon and I designed a cute little mug for him. And I actually ordered myself one. That's why I have one right now, just so that I could drink my tea in the morning. So the front says, "Cheers to taking it slow." And on the back, we have receipts. At the top, we have him promising and that he's never broken a promise and that he promises to have my bucket list cleared out. That once we start dating, we can do it, or Key West. And then at the bottom, the best is yet to come. So now we have matching mugs. Each one was $8 and probably the best $8 that I have ever spent. Take back the power. Send him a mug with receipts.
See what I told you? This man is creating absence, and now this woman understands she needs him to be happy. She needs those emotions he gives her. She is already starting to invest in him because she wants to see him. She has to make an effort to keep him from leaving her life. This man can make a call and tell her to come to his place, and she will go immediately because she needs her dose of him since he has her on a diet. Do you see why I say anxiety, instability, and uncertainty are your best allies? Because love, affection, and feelings of desire are not felt when you are constantly present. They are felt when you create absence. You have to make her miss you, make her desire you, make her feel she can't wait to see you again. This is what this guy is doing. He gave her what she needed, told her what she wanted to hear, behaved like the best man, then disappeared, cut off interaction. Now, this girl's ego can't accept that he doesn't want something with her. Her mind is invaded with thoughts of what she did wrong, if he got upset about something. Look how she says she invested money in him, something she never did in her previous relationship, for someone she has only known for months. Remember, never create comfort for women. Comfort is boring for them. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think of the girl who cheated on her boyfriend of 6 years? Why do you think women become addicted to narcissistic men? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.